You were sneaking out, weren't you?
All right, jump on in. Cheers.
Have a good night, huh?
Have a good night.
Welcome to Screen Recaps, and today we're going to be recapping the movie Hounds of Love. The film kicks off in 1987 in Perth, Australia, introducing us to John and Evelyn, a middle-aged couple who abduct girls for torment and murder. Soon we encounter Vicky Maloney, a bright and charming teenager grappling with her parents' recent separation. Despite residing mainly with her father, Trevor, Vicky often spends weekends with her mother, Maggie. During a dinner with her mother, Vicky, seeking permission to attend a party, faces Maggie's refusal. Upset about her parents' divorce, Vicky disregards Maggie's decision and sneaks out of the window for the party. On her way, she encounters John and Evelyn, asking them for directions, setting the stage for what unfolds.
Evelyn tells her highway is far from here and offers her to let her use their telephone to call a taxi. Vicky, who was uneasy about walking alone at night, accepts and reluctantly gets in the car with them.
In the couple's residence, Evelyn discloses having 2 children from a previous relationship who live with their father. Oblivious to the danger, Vicky accepts the invitation for drinks. After consuming a drink, she feels dizzy, realizing the couple likely drugged her. The situation intensifies as the couple physically assaults her before confining her to a room. The next morning, Maggie discovers Vicky's absence, prompting a call to Trevor, who hasn't seen her. Meanwhile, John scrutinizes Vicky's belongings, revealing family photos. Despite Evelyn's unease, fear silences her. During a confrontation over a dog's accident, Vicky learns John forbids Evelyn from having her children at the house. As Evelyn offers water, Vicky questions their motive, met with silence as Evelyn unlocks one of her chains.
In a bid to free herself, Vicky's pleas to Evelyn fall on deaf ears. Desperate, she mentions her surgeon father's ability to pay, but Evelyn dismisses the notion of money. Vicky tries manipulating the situation by discussing children's toys, but Evelyn steers the conversation to Vicky's family and her parents' divorce. In the bathroom, amidst loud airplane sounds, Vicky contemplates her proximity to an airport. Meanwhile, outside the house, John deals with 2 menacing gangsters to settle a debt, promising payment in a few days. Back inside, Evelyn instructs Vicky to write a letter, misleading her family. Vicky covertly hides an address found in a Christmas card. While Evelyn takes Vicky to the bathroom, John arrives home and comes to take Vicky away with him. The thought of them together upsets Evelyn. She tries smoking to distract herself from what they are doing together. Soon the anxiety becomes too much. Evelyn knocks on the door, calls John out when he comes out. She passionately kisses him. Seeing an opportunity to escape, Vicky tries to jump out the window but changes her mind after seeing the dog sitting right outside when John has had enough, and pushes Evelyn away. They notice Vicky is gone as the couple rushes outside. Vicky emerges from her hiding spot in the bathtub and tries to sneak out the front door, but is caught by them on her way out. As they drag her back to the room, there's a knock at the door. Vicky screams for help, but John keeps her quiet while Evelyn goes to open the door and find a neighbor who heard commotion and thinks the couple is fighting again. He says he will call the cops, but Evelyn threatens him with a pair of scissors, scaring him away. When things settle down, Evelyn apologizes to John, blaming herself for everything. She once again expresses her love for him, which he exploits by threatening to leave her if Vicky escapes. The following day, Evelyn mails the deceptive letter to Vicky's mom, who, with Vicky's dad, files a missing person report. The hesitant police consider it a runaway case, promising action if she's not back by Monday. At home, Maggie searches Vicky's room, finding the letter in the mailbox. Its content baffles them, leading to tension between Trevor and Maggie. Trevor blames Maggie for Vicky's disappearance, pleading for reconciliation, but she refuses. Frustrated, Trevor leaves with the letter as Maggie fears for Vicky's safety. Meanwhile, in Evelyn's absence, John abuses Vicky. Upon Evelyn's return, Vicky reveals the assault, manipulating Evelyn against John. Vicky pleads for release, vowing silence to the police, but Evelyn remains unconvinced. Instead, she tries to gain John's favor by donning Vicky's makeup. When unsuccessful, she suggests killing Vicky, a proposal John rejects. Evelyn breaks down and threatens to kill herself, but John doesn't seem to care about her. She then accuses him of raping underage Vicky, but he manages to manipulate Sir John, assures Evelyn, but he only loves her, and Vicky is trying to drive a wedge between them, convinced that Vicky is trouble for them. She again pressures him to kill her, despite him insisting that Vicky doesn't mean anything to him. He eventually agrees to kill her on Monday, the same day he uses to kill all his victims. He once again tells Evelyn he loves her and convinces her to join him in abusing Vicky. Vicky is devastated that her plan has once again failed, and she begins to lose hope. Next day, while cleaning Vicky's room, Evelyn starts taunting her. What if she had only listened to her mother and stayed home? She would have never ended up in this situation. Vicky admits she really regrets disobeying her mother and begins to cry. Evelyn then pushes even harder, telling her that her mother might not even be looking for her at all. Meanwhile, we see that Maggie is more determined than ever to find her daughter. While searching through Vicky's belongings, she comes across her boyfriend Jason's initial, which reminds her of the unusual letter she had received in letter. Seeking help, Maggie, Trevor, and Jason decode Vicky's letter, uncovering the hidden address. In Vicky's captivity, she seemingly resigns to her fate, obedient to Evelyn's orders. However, when John brutally attacks the dog, Evelyn intervenes only to become a victim herself. In shock, Vicky witnesses the brutality but remains silent. John, attempting justification, assures her of bringing her children and reiterates the promise to kill her. Simultaneously, Trevor, Maggie, and Jason present the decoded letter to the police, urging them to investigate the address. Frustrated by police inaction, they decide to take matters into their own hands. Back at the house, the tension escalates with the unfolding events. In a sinister turn of events, Evelyn compels Vicky to write a deceptive letter, claiming contentment in Adelaide. After finishing the letter, Vicky is drugged by Evelyn. Meanwhile, gangsters return, demanding money from John. Holding a knife to Vicky's throat, Evelyn prevents her from making noise. As John retrieves money hidden in Christmas cards, Vicky recalls her failed attempt to seek help. Maggie, desperate and searching the neighborhood, calls out for Vicky. Outside, Vicky tries to respond, but Evelyn restrains her. While John pays the gangsters, Vicky hears her mother's voice. Yearning to reach her parents, she attempts to escape. Trevor eventually convinces Maggie that she isn't here, and they get back into the car back inside. John tries to strangle Vicky, but now Evelyn has had enough of him and stabs him in the back. While she is distracted, Vicky tries to climb out the window, but finds Evelyn standing right outside the door. Vicky makes a run for it, desperately trying to reach her parents, and surprisingly, Evelyn doesn't try to stop her. Maggie spots her injured daughter through the rearview mirror and gets out of the car, rushes to save her daughter at the end. They take her away from this nightmare.
I thought I was done.